Hey there, I'm Pastor Adam from The Point, a church where you can come as you are and it's okay to have questions. Today I'm going to be tackling this question with you. What is Ash Wednesday? What is Ash Wednesday? Maybe you've noticed that sometimes about this time of the year, people are walking around all day long with smudges on their forehead. It looks like they walked into a coal mine or something, and you just don't know what's up with that. Why? Well, Ash Wednesday historically marks the beginning of a season called Lent. Lent is a season of fasting and preparing ourselves to experience the fullness of all of Jesus' death and resurrection in our Easter celebration. And this day of Ash Wednesday is intended to kick off this season, reminding us of our brokenness and even the reality of death. Let's face it, we live in a culture that doesn't like death, and we don't want to think about the fact that you and I will one day perish. Death is the great equalizer. Those who are poor and those who are wealthy, everybody in between will one day die. And so Ash Wednesday is an opportunity to remember that we are dust. Our bodies will return to dust. We are not eternal. We're not immortal. We don't have a perfect body. Our bodies break and decay. Now you might be thinking, that sounds really sad. Why would I want to be reminded of that? We believe as Christians that by being reminded of our death and being reminded of our brokenness, we get to be reminded all the more of a God who conquers even death. This is why most of the time on Ash Wednesday, Christians will gather together for some sort of celebration or ceremony or church service. They'll gather together, and at some point in that time, the pastor will mark them with ashes on their forehead. You see, in the Old Testament, when somebody was sad or filled with sorrow and they wanted to turn away from their brokenness, they would cover themselves often with ash as a sign of their pain and their sorrow. So the pastor on Ash Wednesday, when we gather together, will often mark your head with ashes as a reminder that you are going to die. But he'll usually mark it with the sign of a cross, so that even as you're reminded of death and sickness and sorrow and that our bodies aren't perfect, you can be reminded that it's in the death and resurrection of Jesus, all of that goes away. In what he has done, we have hope, no matter our brokenness, no matter how far we fail. Will you join me as we celebrate Lent by remembering that there is a God who cares and a God who loves to take away even your sin? How great is that?